We should now be going out live.
Well, hopefully we'll see what pops through in a second. Oh, yeah, we've got stuff coming through to Twitch. Yeah, I've got our logo.
Fantastic.
And YouTube is doing stuff as well. Yeah, I've got stuff coming through to YouTube and coming through to Twitch.
Brilliant. We're good to go.
Right.
So, what a nightmare.
What a nightmare. What a nightmare.
We're up.
You switched we're up, are we? There we go. Oh my word, that's I think a few others are still going, but order only. But they're all out of stock. There's actually there's people been panic buying Warhammer models.
That's insane. Okay.
It's pretty insane, yeah. So I don't want to deal with what I paid my last tower tank. I did manage. Luckily today, I did find a box of firewalls I had assembled. They wouldn't take me very long to paint though. But yeah, that's it. I'm doomed after. Once that last one's painted, I've had it.
Brutal.
Unfortunately. Yeah. So, other than that, it's great.
I was going to say, this is self-imposed isolation. That's kind of a normal thing for me for like the last 9 years. Right.
Yeah.
One, I'm getting wound up by people constantly calling and messaging me saying, hey, how you getting on? Is everyone alright? It's like, look, we've been doing this for 9 years and you're only now starting to worry about us? So
that is very true.
I'm like, I want to do stuff. I am going insane. I am bored. My life is on hold.
Yeah, well, my attempt this week was, as I was saying, I'm going mad painting town models. I nearly ran out of paint.
Right.
So I was like, where do I buy paint from? Everyone's shut down. Because this was like I was thinking on Tuesday, I need to go get some paint tomorrow when I go out. And then on Tuesday night, Boris shut everything down. So
good old
bastard,
Boris.
I need some paint.
GG, Bobo, you figured that one out, didn't you? Like, Ram's got stuff to do. No, he hasn't. Not anymore.
He's not buying any Warhammer stuff. So luckily, I found I could order on Amazon still, amazingly. So imagine it came in 3 days.
Dread Pirate Bezos is still carrying us.
Yeah, well, for a lot of people, yes, he needs to. Amazon's a vital resource at the moment.
You know what's really funny? Takeaways are still a thing.
They actually said that though, keep your local takeaway going.
No, I mean, it's insane, because they're still, like, hammering on the door, still handing you stuff, so...
Are they?
Yeah. Ours have. Ours just did. I just saw the guy. I was 3 feet away. I was like...
They're meant to knock on the door, put it down and stand back.
Mate, I could have just literally punched the guy in the face. He was so close, I could have cupped his balls.
Mate, last week, right, we had Domino's. And
They literally just flung it from the driveway.
Listen, you're not far away. I was in self-isolation last week because I went down with a cough.
Yeah.
So I went to self-isolation, which meant everybody had to be in isolation as well for 14 days as well.
Yeah.
So we wanted pizza. So what we said, well, how are we going to do this? So I know, we'll get a table. We'll put the table, like little sort of occasional table things you get.
Yeah.
We'll put that outside the door, and we'll just put a note in the delivery instructions. Leave on table outside door and ring bell, and then he can drop it and we'll do it. So we're sitting at home, and we're sitting there, and we see a car pull up. We realise it's him. He comes out with the pizzas. He runs over to the table, puts it on the table, and legs it back to his car.
Bless him.
So, we just couldn't help but laugh.
It's like, you know, the whole social distancing thing before the country got shut down kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? Walking around Tesco's, there are people, like, literally diving back towards, like, you know, shelves and that as if you're about to explode.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry, but you do understand that you're all touching things that I've touched. So even if you are stood 3 feet away from me, you're still gonna...
Yeah. I have to worry because I've got two very elderly relatives, and on Tuesday, I become designated grocery shopper. So
you're sick.
Well, no, on Tuesday I was outside my self-isolation at that point. It was 7 days.
Okay.
After 7 days, you're not showing symptoms, you can go back out. And because they both started to come ill, and that then fell to me to be designated grocery shopper. So I was buying for 3 groups of people. I thought, well, technically 4 if you count me. So yeah, I had to go out on Tuesday and go outside Asda And I'm not an arsehole. I was going around Asda. My grandmother needed potatoes, beans, and toilet paper. I thought, oh, good. So I went down there and I thought, I'm not going to be an arsehole. I went down and saw they had a pack of 24, they had a pack of 9. I
Yeah.
bought the pack of 9. She doesn't need a pack of 24. Someone else can have the 24 pack. But yeah, going around Asda, everyone was standing outside the doors at 8 o'clock. I was like, all these people getting ready to Panda-Bike. As I said, they stood outside the door at 8 o'clock. Or we all streamed in. But it was like Asda was closing down walking around it.
Yeah.
But I've been saying to people, this isn't a supply issue. The stock is out there, the goods are there. It's a distribution problem. They can't fill the lorries quick enough and get into the supermarkets quick enough to fill the shelves back up.
Yeah.
So everybody panicking, everybody's going like, no, we're not. We won't run out if you don't clear the shelves. So the shops running on like a 2 or 3 week supply and now have lost it all up in the space of a week.
There are actually people buying extra white goods, so like extra fridges and freezers and things to stock the stuff that they've panic purchased.
I think so. Why are you being such an idiot?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
If you've got, we're quite lucky. We've got an outside freezer. The amount of stuff we can store in that freezer, we're probably good for a good month.
Yeah, same.
Realistically, so we don't need a lot. We only like sort of the day-to-days like bread, milk, eggs was a problem to get hold of. I was speaking to my farm friend, and he was saying the same thing. They've got the eggs, but they can't get them out quick enough.
Yeah.
And he's saying so that she had to sort of now ration who they supply to because they simply haven't got they can't get it out quick enough.
No, I understand that.
So, luckily, I've got a big batch of pork coming. So,
good job. It's mad times, man. Mad times. It's great to be alive.
Yeah, if you had said to me this time last year you're going to be in quarantine, you're going to be shut down, we're about to leave your house, I'd have gone, ha!
Yeah, stop talking rubbish, mate.
Yeah.
It's like, I live in my house anyway. But literally, just telling me that, like, because the most I usually go outside is if I'm not working, is to take the dog out or whatever.
Yeah, same.
But being told that I can't do that stuff is driving me mental. And what's even worse is I've had symptoms of COVID-19 since before Christmas.
Well, you're probably alright then.
Yeah, so, but, like, people are freaking out. Like, if I cough or sneeze or anything like that, or even symptoms that aren't part of COVID-19, people are, like, backing away from me like mad. I've had a chest infection for months.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get antibiotics because as soon as the doctor heard cough, they're like, nope, you got to isolate. I had to wait an extra week to get the results from my chest x-ray because the gate guardians at my doctor's surgery wouldn't let me go to get my stuff and get checked over because they heard I had a cough. I was like, yeah, I had a chest x-ray because I've got a cough.
In defence, doctor surgery, at the moment, the whole medical community is basically under siege at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. No, I understand that.
In defence of them, they are in a shit place.
No, I know, and I do feel quite bad for them at this point, to be fair.
So I don't know when
in fairness, I feel bad for anyone that's still having to power through a lot of this stuff because they are getting a right shite end of the stick.
Yeah, the people I feel the worst for are people like medical workers and grocery retail workers.
Yeah,
because they're like at the thin end of the wedge.
Yeah.
A lot of I'm technically a key worker, but I don't feel that I need any sympathy because I do that anyway.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not putting myself at risk. I'm in the middle of a field. I'm not at any risk going out and do what I'm doing.
No, I get
It's been lovely because the roads are virtually empty at the moment, so I can get back and forth in about 45 minutes, and it all takes me an hour.
Yes, I will say that's been absolutely brilliant, and had I have had a camera on the few times that I've been out, some of the photo opportunities I've had would have been fantastic. I mean, there have been times where I've been able to walk down main roads, just standing in the middle of the road, just walk down a main road, no cars. It's been wonderful.
It's been really eerie, actually. Really
it's like it's come out of one of my dream journals, Ram.
Yeah.
The world is in ruins. This is like a dream come true for me.
Yeah.
No other humans for miles.
Yeah. I drove there yesterday. Driving there on a Friday was like driving on a Saturday. As in, I just went straight through Yarmouth, nothing.
Yeah.
Today was like driving through after the apocalypse. There was literally nobody on the road. It was amazing. It's very weird, but also quite nice in a way.
Oh, it's lovely. Trust me.
Uh,
It's
so
lovely.
it's lovely. I love my apocalypse.
I do.
Yeah.
I really
So,
do. Who'd have thought the end of the world would have been so fun?
yeah. Well. Yeah. Fly
Depending
that
on how you
curve,
slice it.
guys. Fly that curve, guys. Yeah. But we'll get through it. We'll see. We'll see the other end of this. Yeah. It's not like it's took out the Prime Minister or anything. Oh, right.
Oh, wait, he's got stiffed as well.
And
Bless
the
him.
House Secretary. The irony.
Oh, dear. Well.
So, yeah. That means probably the entire cabinet, because obviously they've been still meeting a little bit. It's like, well done, guys. Self-isolation. Well done.
Good job. Lead by example. In fairness, mate, it winds me up because I know at least a few people that have said, fuck your guidelines, I'm going to do whatever I want anyway. And it's like, I hate to say it, but I'd like to get out of my house sometime before May, if possible.
Well, that's the thing is, it's okay. The guidelines may not directly affect you, but the reason we're doing them is to protect other people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about you; it's about society as a whole.
Yeah.
But they're going to start there now. I think they've now. I don't know if it's been released yet. They've now put proposals through to basically give the police the power to enforce and fine people and so forth. Because
I think that's what they said on. Was it the 23rd? The night of the 23rd that they said they were going to start going hardcore on it. And I've heard that there are a couple of states in America where they've said you don't even go out and drive now. You're taking the piss. No driving, no leaving your house. Cut this the fuck out. It's out of control.
Yeah. I think if people don't start... I do think people are starting to listen a bit now because I've noticed Wednesday, not much changed. In my experience, not much seems to change. But yesterday, has felt like a lot of people are starting to listen a bit now. But there will still be guys who don't actually don't care. The police will start. It will start clamping down. It will do. Well, I will be surprised at some point the army gets deployed.
Yeah.
To help enforce it all. How they're going to do? I wonder if they'll do like France, where you'll get like a permit to be out. I
didn't know that it had got that bad. I know that there are some places with curfews, but I didn't know that you had to have permits in areas to go out.
You have to have from what I understand, you have like a card that says you're allowed to go out to do X, Y, Z.
Sure.
So I don't know how that works. I suppose you need to go like shopping and stuff. So I'm assuming it's like a card that says you are allowed to shop between these hours type job. I'm assuming how it works, or split it up.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm hoping that's good. I hope they find out if they do introduce that. It won't be too hard because I'll need one. I'm in food production.
Wow.
Do you know what? I'll be able to go and say, do you know what? After all the carbon came out, I was essential. I feel
so
good.
what we're saying is everyone that wasn't essential, they're going into the fire pit.
Basically, yeah. Bye.
Thank you. Finally.
My friend who repairs photocopies, he's been classed as essential.
There you go, hard copy, mate. Hard copy. You need it.
Yeah. Well, no one has to. How are the opposite days all these people bought?
Yeah, how else are they going to photocopy their ass cheeks?
I wondered because I heard through a friend who's got a friend of work guys actually has got someone who works at Sizewell, a relative or a friend, and they were saying before it all kicked off that if it got serious, they'd be living at Sizewell.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that too.
I don't know. I'm assuming that's happened.
There are a few care homes as well that said the same thing. So basically, there are a lot of places now that are saying, if stuff really hits the fan, staff are going to have to stay in, and things will just be brought to the, they'll have to be on lockdown in their place of work. Because they already posed that one to Inky, and Inky said, "Shove it up your ass." So,
Yeah, well, she's got kids, so that's a bit of an awkward situation, isn't it? But there are probably people there who don't have, any outside dependents, who will be forced to do that. It's just weird times.
Yeah, isn't it great? Isn't it
It's
great?
strange. Anyway, enough of this doom and gloom. Let's discuss happier things.
Yes.
So, Skazz, what have you been playing in the quarantine?
A game that I think couldn't have been... The release of this game was timed perfectly with the lockdown. Animal Crossing on Nintendo Switch.
Oh, yes. Yes.
It's basically Life Task Simulator. You are
I'm surprised you didn't go for Doom.
I didn't have Doom. I haven't got anything that I can actually play Doom on at the moment. So that's like I've got a piddly little laptop and a Nintendo Switch. So I'm surprised right now that I'm even able to do this live stream. Because just doing this live stream is taking 21% of my processor.
Nice.
So
You've got 8% left. What were you complaining about?
What are you complaining about, mate? Yeah, I know. But yeah, I picked up
processor ones at 100% all the time.
Is that so you can warm yourself up?
Yes.
So you can put your hands up to where the fan's at.
Yeah. Look,
Yeah, right by the exhaust fan.
I don't. Do you think I've been lit by a light on my desk? Actually, it's the computer glowing.
Yeah, from all the heat. It's just all the metallic components are just heating up so much.
Do you want some sausages?
Yeah, it's just like they're on the exhaust fan. It's like
yeah.
But,
basically, George Foreman crossed with a PC.
What more do you want? You can play games and fill your stomach at the same time. You don't need to have breaks anymore.
Yeah, I need some sort of conveyor belt system. I'm sorted.
Nailed it. Just like have it so it just falls into your face. But it's,
So
Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is the game starts. You've paid to go on a deserted island, kind of holiday, or you've gone for a deserted island life package or something like this, and you're given a tent, a radio, and a bed, like a camping cot. And the aim of the game is you go to the island, you set up your tent, you name the island, because for some reason the handful of people there decide that your name is the one they want to go with, because they're idiots. And then you just go around doing random things whilst you live on this island. Digging up fossils, capturing bugs, fishing, cutting down trees, planting things, selling weeds for money. Just random little chores, little tasks to go throughout your day.
I've heard the dialogue and the way fast people speak. I'm not sure that's all weed you're talking about.
No, it is the good stuff. It's all over the island, man. It's all over it. You just pick it up, you take it to the shop, they actually buy it from you, just like in bulk. And then I suppose they hand it out. The medicine on the island, is made from the weeds.
Oh,
so I imagine it is that kind of weed. But yeah, the aim of the game really is just to collect things, the fossils and things, different fish and all that, which can be displayed on what eventually becomes a museum. And you have to pay back more. First off, you have to pay back the flight to get to the island, pay for your tent and all that kind of stuff. Then you can have a house built, so then you have to pay for the house. Then they'll give you little tasks around kind of building a little village kind of thing. And one of the main characters, Tom Nook, the guy who set up the island getaway, is one hell of a crook. Because, my God, those prices go up every single day. And you're just like, how am I ever going to pay this? Plus, when they said...
Seller's market.
When they said you're going on the deserted island getaway, I was like, deserted island. Not an island getaway, not a desert island getaway, a
Not as
deserted island getaway. What happened to the people that were there before, and why the hell did they leave? That was the first thing that came into my head. Why is it a deserted island? What's wrong with it, other than that massive bill you've just handed me, you bastard?
You're very suspicious. You know, it's like...
No one else seemed to clock that. No one else. Of all of the people I know that have played Animal Crossing on the Switch, no one has said, why is it a deserted island?
But it isn't deserted from what I understand.
Well, it isn't now. But I would like to know why it was to start with.
It's also imperialist power that have set up a colony on some native's island to exploit local resources to sell back to the community.
Yes.
For man's profit.
Yes.
I am disgusted by this white imperial propaganda filth of a game.
Yep.
Good.
And that is basically the groove. But it's interesting because
Who knew Animal Crossing was an alt-right conservative dream?
It's giving everyone the thing that they can't have right now. A life outside. So a lot of people are just playing it, doing these really... I was like, since when has repaying your mortgage been considered game-worthy? Since when has that been a mechanic that you really want to deal with? You don't want to deal with it in real life, so how come we're finding this really fun?
Well, it's not any management game. I mean, Farming Simulator starts with you taking a massive loan from the bank you have to pay back.
Well, there you go. I mean, I bought some cool shoes and a poncho and some music and I might expand my house at some point. And I captured some bees and I dig up fossils, and that's my life now because I can't go outside in real life.
From what I understand, it's got like well, I didn't understand Animal Crossing. It's got it's actually tied to a real world clock.
Yes.
Well, I'm presuming you can just change the date on the console.
You can, which is it's time jumping, which people used to do in the old Animal Crossing. So because there's actually a bank system in it, so as you pick up your fruits, dig up fossils and things. If you choose not to display the fossil, you can sell it and all that kind of... Everything you sell will give you back money. That money can be deposited in a bank account, because obviously you can pay back your loans and all that kind of stuff, or just sit on your money. After a certain amount of time goes by, you can actually get interest. You can the game will give you interest, like you've earned interest on however much money you had in the bank, and yeah, people tend to time jump so that they can get a huge amount of cash quickly, which in fairness breaks the game, because then you just pay back the loan for your house, and then it's like, well, then you've got nothing to do. So, you can cheat the clock.
Yeah.
But it's a daft thing to do.
It's all about the journey, not the destination.
Pretty much. But it is kind of annoying for me because I don't tend to play games until late at night. And I've just unlocked the island shop. And the shop closes at 10 p.m.
But real time.
Yes.
Now that is a little bit of, as you say, that's a bit of a dick system, because you say people like you who can only play, so like, well, if you're someone who works overnight somewhere and has it with your entertainment, you're a bit screwed, aren't you?
Well, you can still do other stuff, you just can't buy from the shop. You can sell to the shop, because they've got like a drop-off box, but you can't buy from the shop. Or at least not that I've seen it. There might be I think they said there's a catalogue that you can use to buy things from the shop, but it's annoying.
Should be 24 hours.
And it can also they can also kind of limit the things that you can do, because like fruits and that will take time to grow back on the trees. So they have made it so that you can't just sit there all day and play the game. You can if you do all the other stuff like fishing and bug catching and stuff like that, but it really does try to reel in how much you do in the course of a session.
Right. So like you spend like a couple hours doing like the rounds as it were, and then you stop, and that should all, like a soap opera, that should all job done for the day, and then you come back tomorrow for the next exciting adventures of animals.
Yeah, that's the groove. I'm quite enjoying it, but after a week, I am already getting attacked. I am enjoying it, but some things about it are already becoming tedious to me. So I'd have to kind of give you a rundown at the end of at the next podcast, but that's all right. I don't know if it's really worth the price that I had to pay for it though.
No,
Like 40 quid.
It's Twitch.
It's £40.
It's a Nintendo Switch game for 40 quid.
Yeah.
That's cheap.
Well, not really, because I got it at a discount.
Alright.
So, but for what it is, there isn't really a huge amount to it. So if it was a big ass RPG, I wouldn't mind paying that kind of money, but it isn't. So, well, for what it is, it's a good way to kill some time, but then maybe we should be focusing more about paying back our real life mortgages than the ones in game.
It sounds like something that's, dare I say it, this sort of idea of a game that you can sort of spend like half an hour a day on or something. It sounds like that'd be more ideal suited for, say, mobile gaming.
There is
your phone.
Well, you got to remember, Animal Crossing used to be a home console game. Then it was mostly on handhelds, so like Nintendo DS and Nintendo 3DS were the last two titles, and they were very popular on those. So they're very much pick up and play style games. But they do have a mobile version or a mobile game, but it doesn't really feel very Animal Crossing-y to me. But yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I've got nothing more to say about it, to be honest with you, other than I'm now just going to go around finding clothes that I want my character to wear, and randomly, I found my hi-fi system that's in my house. Found it in a tree, mate.
You've been dumpster diving.
Yeah, didn't even have to pay for it, mate. Just shook a tree, bam, there it was.
Well, there you go.
Island level dumpster diving, tree shaking. All right.
So it's the we've done for electronics on it. Again, Western Imperial exploitation.
Nailed it.
Oh.
So what have you been playing, mate?
I have been playing a management game. Very similar to Animal Crossing.
Really?
Yes, yeah, very
Doom
similar.
Eternal.
No, I've been playing BattleTech.
All right.
The newer BattleTech, which was released, I think, last year. It's a turn-based. It's actually, I'll tell you what, you might like it because it feels like a really old-fashioned game. It feels like a game from the early 2000s. But it doesn't look like it, but it's the way it plays. So it's a turn-based strategy game where you and your team of 4 mechs basically face off and do little missions, and you're mercenaries. So the basic storyline is I'll start thinking. So you basically start the game by doing like a choose your own adventure style background. So you pick which house you're from. You pick what happened to your family, where they get made bankrupt, they get killed. Have you just split off on your own because you just didn't want to be around them anymore? Lots of backgrounds. You pick basically like sort of a background of who you are. This sort of thing. And you've disappeared. I've disappeared on full screen now. And then once you've done that, you then basically get into the game proper. You basically take this role on. You are like a bodyguard for this lady who's going to inherit like this. I can't remember the names of the places.
Right.
She's going to inherit like this sort of whole kingdom of places.
Okay.
Like this whole set of places. It's set in way in the future. It's set in like sort of 28 something. So hundreds of years in the future, and she's going to basically take control of this whole sort of sector of space.
Right.
But her uncle doesn't think the way she wants to do it is the right way to deal with it.
Okay.
What's
she done wrong?
He thinks that there's a more firmer hand is required to deal with this. So he decides to, as you can probably guess, he decides to usurp the throne.
Right.
So on the day of her sort of coronation, you are one of the mechs assigned to escort her. And to be fair, she's piloting her own mech. She's not like some vehicle. She's out there and she's like in the mech fighting with you, and she'll fight with you and shoot with you. And off you go and you escort her, and then the rebellion starts. and you basically get chased out, and you think she gets killed, but you sort of make a breakthrough. You escape by ejecting into space from your mech. You do like a escape, and you get picked up by some mercenaries,
Right.
and they basically say, "Look, we could do with someone who knows how to run, like someone with experience, and you do owe us quite a bit for safety of life. We're going to put you in charge of basically you're now a mercenary of us.
Right.
So you take control of the mercenary ship. So then your day-to-day life is so the game is split sort of into two halves. You have you're in charge of your ship. So your ship's split into sections. So you have like the actual ship, sort of like a general section where you can go to the store and buy equipment. You have like a command deck where you can speak to the captain of the ship, who follows your orders, and he finds you contracts. And he'll say like, okay, it's contract here and so forth. We'll go on to contracts in a bit.
Yeah.
You've got like a barracks where your mech warriors are, and you can train your mech warrior. You can basically upgrade them with experience points, and the more they fight, they get more experience points. And also, once they start going down a certain path, it sort of like gets locked off of a bit. So it's like, as you unlock certain routes, you can't unlock certain upgrades.
Okay.
So it's sort of like, okay, this is how you're going to go. This is what you're going to deal with. Pick and choose wisely for these people. And there's also your mech bay, where if you ever play any mech warrior games, you're familiar with the sort of screen picture where you have the mech in its bits. You've got its head, its centered torso, its left and right torso, its arms, its two legs, and you can like move, put weapons in and out. They have limits on what weapons can go where, sort of thing. That's what you upgrade your mechs. And yeah, basically you use contracts, and you basically go and you're earning money, and you literally are trying to keep the walls of the door because your ship's owned by the bank, and they're going to repossess if you don't keep up your payment.
Sure.
There's this little at the top of the little screen. There's a little counter that shows you how many months you've got left of money.
Oh, brutal.
So you start off like you've got 2 months left, and after 2 months, that's it. Your ship's repossessed. Bye. So it's like, okay, I've got to be a bit careful here. So the mission side of it, the game source side of it. So it's the best example comparison I can give you is XCOM.
Okay.
Small squad level, few soldiers each side, and off you go and kill loads of threats and investigate it. So you pick a contract, and before you pick a contract, you negotiate with them. So
Okay.
they'll tell you how much the contract is worth. It might be worth, say, 200,000 credits. But when you actually go to start, you have a negotiate bar. So basically, you have two parts. You have credits, how much money you can get, and salvage.
Right.
And salvage, it's usually reading something like 1/7. So what that means is, 1/7 means you'll get 7 bits of salvage. One of those you can pick yourself. You get first dibs on one of them. The other 6 get randomly assigned to you. Now, you can negotiate for a higher fee, but as you get a higher fee, you get less salvage rights. So you can, and likewise, you can pick better salvage rights, but have a lower fee.
Okay.
So it's got a bit of an interesting sort of dynamic there, because you can really adjust and pick and choose how you can adjust what you need. So once you've negotiated, and the gameplay stakes, you can jump out shit. It's again like the XCOM. It's got sort of this sort of time mechanic where, okay, we're in this. What goes to this neighbouring system is going to take us 17 days to get there.
Okay.
And off you fly. And it's lovely because it goes to this animation, the ship is flying through space. All this is going on. You've got other things like if you've done like any upgrades to your mech, there's time clicking down. These random events might occur. So you'll get something that appears that says like, the commander, you walk into like the mess hall and you find two mech warriors, and it'll name the mech warriors as well, and they're fighting over the last cup of coffee. That's
right.
Before you get any more supplies. What do? You can like say, give it to one of them, give it to the other, or split it between them.
Eject them both from the airlock.
No, because they're good mech warriors.
They might be.
They won't be. But yeah, and it's beautiful. It's beautifully animated. So it's just a little animation that shows you flying through space, and then you dock with this like jump ship because you yourself can't jump. So you have to dock with a bigger ship that jumps for you, and then you sort of like unhitch from it, and then you fly to the planet, and then you can begin your deployment. So from between you pick your mechs, you pick your fighters in the mechs, so you can say who's going to go in each mech, and then once you're happy, you land on the planet, and then you enter the actual turn-based aspect of the game. And the turn-based stuff is really simple, but quite fun. I will say the tutorial they give you is rubbish.
Right.
It doesn't actually explain anything how the game works. It's literally like, okay, click here to move. Doesn't explain anything about how the initiative, because it's got initiative in it,
Okay.
which is an interesting system as well. So you have a several initiative counts. I think it goes from up to 5 to 1, 5 to 1. And it's, 5 is to do this, but I've never seen anything at level 5. So
Right.
how it works? It's a combination of initiative and I go, you go method of system.
Right.
So you have like different initiative phases. So let's say phase 4 is your first initiative phase. So certain units will be in that phase. So usually your lighter mech. So your lighter your mech, the higher up the initiative order it is. But you pick one of those mechs to move, and then the enemy picks one to move. And then if you've got another one, you pick one. So all the mechs in that all the units in that category move in an I go you go fashion. Obviously, once you run out of mechs, all the other ones move, and then it goes to the free phase level. So all the mechs in the third phase, which is usually the heavier mechs, again it goes I go you go, you take your turn. So it's got this combination system, and what it means is that a enemy of lighter mechs has the opportunity to gang up really early on, quickly on the heavier mechs.
Makes sense.
Quite far down, yeah. So I was up against. I tend to stick my level 3 mechs because they're quite a nice mixture of heavy and can do some damage. Whereas level 4s tend to be very light and easy to take out. And I came against a level 2 mech. Well, the amount of damage I could throw at level 2 mech was because I could do all my units in one go first. I mean, it's quite different. But also that level 2 is a lot tougher. So it's kind of that's an interesting tactical choice because it's not down to just random chance. It's like initiative but split up.
Yeah.
It's an interesting system. So mechs can basically move and shoot. They can sprint in a turn but not shoot. They can use their jump jets and shoot. You also have like this resource called inspiration. I think it's called. Basically, as your soldiers get kills in battle and so forth, they get like really, it sort of like gets them going. They get really inspired.
Sure.
What's going on? And as they've got good morale back on the ship, they start off quite inspired. And once you get that hard, if you can start using special abilities, so like precision strike, for example, you can like you target a specific part of a mech, but you're less likely to hit it overall.
If you lose one of those kind of one of the units that's causing like high morale on the ship, does that is there a risk reward system there then that if they run into battle and get wiped, do you have a massive drop in morale then, or is that just for that one unit?
I don't think so. Because it seems to be it's done as a group type setup. I know you can lose. Mech warriors can die in this. They can be killed off the game. I've not touched wood. I've not lost one yet.
Not yet.
And also, you can have mechs can be totally trashed.
Sure.
Quite early on, when I was hadn't quite got the idea of how to play it, I was frequently losing arms and legs and having to go back and because it takes a long time to repair that. So when you go back, it can take like 2 weeks to repair those damage.
Yeah, sure.
Which means you can't then deploy that mech on another mission, and you can only carry a limited number of mechs as well.
So is there a certain threshold before you can't deploy a mech, or is it's damaged you can't?
Basically, if it's got severe structural damage, I think is where you're limited. So if it's got like something like a 12 for wire, so I've never actually tried deploying a damaged mech.
Okay. So I was just curious, like if like let's say you are really caught with your pants down, and all you've got is this really battered suit or a set of really battered suits, is the game just going to say game over, or can you deploy?
I've not reached that stage.
Sure.
I've not got to that situation, so I don't know if that's what would happen.
I'd be interested to find out.
Having not tried deployed mechs, I mean, it might let you, unless it's something severe damage, because the mechs still work, unless they get the center torso destroyed, in which case they're gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I said, you can also the tactics are also fairly straightforward. So cover basically reduces your damage when you recover. If you sprint, you're also harder to hit. So when you go to target an enemy, all your weapons will have a certain percentage chance of hitting, and you can switch weapons on or off. You can choose which weapons to fire. and it has a heat mechanic in it, like all MechWarrior games have heat mechanics. So every time you fire weapons, so you can fire weapons in one go, great, but your heat's going to go up.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's a choice where energy weapons do usually more damage, but they tend to use a lot of heat. Ballistic weapons generally do less damage, not always. Some do a lot of damage, or they call them kinetic weapons. I think that's what they actually call them. But they have ammunition. They produce very little heat.
Mm-hmm.
So ballistic weapons are good because you can pound the enemy but not do so much heat. But there are times where it's like, okay, these weapons, you may say with your ballistic weapons, okay, I've only got a 50% chance of hitting. I'm not going to waste the ammunition on that enemy by firing it.
Sure, okay.
It's quite a few simple systems, but it's a bit like chess. The actual feature is really simple, but it drives very complicated mechanics.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So
A combination of simple mechanics.
makes something really interesting.
Yeah.
So tactic-wise, straightforward. I tend to try and I usually have one lightish mech who I use like as a scout. I usually sort of jump him about, and he just sort of basically hops around just looking for the enemies. I have now upgraded to a bigger mech because that's good, but I need the firepower now.
Okay.
As I'm getting tougher and tougher fights. So far, I'm still counting. It's definitely not a game that feels going to be quite a long game. Because I'm about 8 hours in, and I'm only now. So basically, the difficulty is rated out of 10. I'm 8 hours, but it's represented as skulls, and there's 5 skulls. They have half skulls, so basically, it's out of 10.
Right.
What half a skull is.
Are you doing your normal kind of do everything you can, or are you proper?
I'm trying to get some money. I'm being cautious, getting a buffer of money in so I don't go bankrupt.
Okay, sure.
Because I don't want to go bankrupt. Because an issue early on, you can't even leave. You can only like trip between 2 systems because the bank doesn't want you to go too far away in case you might accidentally run out of money.
Sure. That's neat.
So yeah, they won't let you because they'll chase after you and come after you if you try. You can't. The game won't let you do it. Early-ish on, you can play mission basically you find a benefactor who basically pays off the loans for you.
Right.
So then the ship's still technically owned by them. But yeah, you go. But yeah, so I'm 8 hours in. I'm only down to like 1 skull out of 5 difficulty level missions.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. This is a game that's going to take a long time. I reckon the campaign's going to be like 40 hours. I reckon.
You've got plenty of time, so it's a good thing, right?
I really enjoy it because it does feel. I think you pick up because it's really. Have you ever played XCOM?
I have, yeah.
Not
a huge amount of XCOM, but I have played it.
Did you enjoy it?
See, that's a tough one because I don't really remember a whole lot about it. I remember the original XCOM being ancient. XCOM 2, I've not really played. I know that there's an open source kind of equivalent of XCOM, but I did really enjoy games like Command & Conquer Red Alert and that back in the day, so...
Yeah, also they're real-time, right? This is turn-back.
Sure.
But yeah, because all the bits on the ship are all like just simple multiple-choice dialogue choices. There's... you talk to people, it's just a text box appears in the middle. It's basically, you get a picture of the whole sort of like room, and then text box appears in the middle screen, you click the buttons and so forth. It's really... It feels so old-fashioned. Nice.
How much is it, and what platforms are it on? What platforms? Because it's going to be the platforms that's really going to decide whether or not I play it at this point.
Store page, let's have a look.
Because I only actually have one functioning computer at the moment. Well, with the exception of the laptop that I'm doing this on.
Right, it was released 2018. 24 November 2018. Let's see, platforms. Unfortunately, it looks like it's only on Windows, unfortunately.
Brutal. Always the way.
Yeah. It's still £35, but actually, I still think that's worth it because I'm actually enjoying it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll look at it. I'll have a look at it because I've managed to find, my gaming laptop that we got a couple of years ago. And it has been a couple of years now, because that was about when Tom was still doing the podcast with us on Middlemeister.
Wow, nice to go back a bit.
That laptop failed, didn't it? Because the fans conked it. I've managed to get replacement fans at a reasonable-ish price. So, in future, I might be able to play some Windows titles.
Oh, that'd be marvellous.
So, there you go. Announcement here. But it could take a couple months for the fans to get here.
Folks. Where are you being shipped from?
China.
Well, you ain't going to see them for a while.
No. The thing is, though, they're still actually quite expensive for what they are, but I don't even know if they're going to fit, because shamefully Asus have released like 9 versions of my laptop.
Oh,
but the
file.
Yeah, the cooler is slightly different depending on what series it is, and it's just like,
we'll make it fit.
Yeah, basically that's what it's going to be in the end of it. It's like, if it'll kind of squeeze into the bracket, I'll go with it. So let's put it this way: even if I were to jerry rig it, like gaff it all together, it can't work any worse than it is now, because it doesn't work at all. So gaffer tape and cable ties. Go on.
In Mech Warrior, you can kick your opponents with your mech. Or stomp on them.
I'm fucking down for that, mate.
Your mech just walks up to like a tank and just stomps on it.
So you know what? You suck. You made a bad choice.
Melee attacks don't create any heat. So if your mech's overheating, you just sit up and kick them instead.
Just boot them.
Let's talk briefly about the mech lab. So basically, between battles, you go to your mech workshop.
Yeah.
And you can upgrade the mech. You can, repair parts, remove parts, and so forth. So mechs all have a tonnage, how much they weigh, and you can't go over that. That's including everything. That you can't have max tonnage. So you basically have to. You've played mech war games, you know how it works. You basically have to equip weapons. You can put certain parts of the mech will allow certain things to be equipped there, so each part will have like certain number of hard points.
Yeah.
And those hard points say this one can only accept ballistic weapons, this one can only accept missile weapons, this one won't accept laser weapons. You also have to put ammunition in for you. Ammunition thankfully does get replenished automatically. You don't have to buy that separately, which would be a real pain in the arse if you had to. Fortunately, it just gets reset every time you go, which is nice. You can also fit heat sinks, which obviously reduce your heat every turn, makes them go faster. You can fit jump jets, all sorts of things. It's a really in-depth, so that you can spend you can easily spend like half an hour just working your way through re-equipping a mech.
Yeah.
For how you want it. When you salvage stuff, if you salvage mechs, once you salvage 3 of the same type. And as by type, I mean the Pacific type. So it might be a Locust Type 1B, and there'll be a Locust Type 1C, which aren't cross-compatible. Once you salvage 3 of the exact same, that mech becomes a whole unit, and then you can either sell it or perhaps put in your fleet and start using it and so forth. It's got some pretty nifty things about it. It's a game that I know I'll find myself losing lots of hours into, because I love Mech Warrior, BattleTech.
There you
it's
go.
A game I've not played in such a long time. I'm still looking for. I'm going to say I can get myself my HOTAS so I can get Mech Warrior 5.
Oh, rad.
But I'm absolutely I've been loving this game.
Highly recommended.
So, highly recommended. It's nearly 2 years old. It's £35. I'd still say it's worth it. Which is quite high price, because I always say games should be cheaper after a couple of years.
Yeah, for sure. That's cool. I might have to look into it. When I've got a machine that can play it, I'll have to look into it.
I can't think it takes a lot. It's not exactly, we're not seeing super duper high-end graphics here. I can't imagine it would take a lot of processing. Let me look at the specs for you.
Cool. So it's not even a case of whether or not it's high end. It's just, I know that the laptop will be able to play a game of that age in that style. But if I were to run it on my Linux rig, 1, would it work in Proton? 2, Proton tends to be a bit of a bitch on my machine because my machine is so old.
Oh, it has got a Linux version.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, I've just clicked on SteamOS and Linux. It's got recommendations for it.
Oh,
So it looks like it has got a Linux version.
ta-da!
Linux, Ubuntu 64-bit 18.40 or 18.04 or higher, or SteamOS.
Yep.
Intel i5,
i5 what?
4460.
I'm well under that. Okay, is
I
that for
can't believe
recommended or?
That's recommended.
Okay.
I strongly believe it needs that higher processor.
Okay.
16 gigs of RAM, apparently. A GTX 670.
Yeah, I can cover that.
Yeah.
I reckon I could probably play that.
Mm. Oh, it's got cross-platform play between Windows, Mac, and Linux. Well,
There you go. Game on. When and if I next get paid, I might have to pick it up and have a go.
I think so. I'll if you can.
Game on.
Game on.
You'll win.
I won't be so sure about that. I'm not very good at strategy games.
Wow.
I'm a towel player and I lose all constantly. I magnetized another model this week.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Just doing the little drilly bit with the little bit of the...
Shall I show you?
Go on.
I'm
on.
so proud of this.
For the audio viewers...
You're going to miss out on this, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I will describe it. You'll find that it's going to be riveting. You'll be on the edge of your seat. Ram now walks back from the shelf. Sits. He smashes it on the floor.
You're not joking, actually he knocked it off the desk.
Let's not do that.
This is my Riptide. I can't actually see my own webcam, so I don't know if you can see that or not.
Yeah, hang on. Let me... Right, go on then. Let's have a look.
This is my Riptide, okay. So that's that little arm there. That just unplugs. And then you get your next weapon. And boom.
That is amazing. That is hardcore. I just want to throw that out there. That is badass.
Oh. So that is using... I don't know if you can see. Can you see that little round bit at the top of that gun inside the little like sort of?
Kind of.
Right, just there.
Sure. It's a very small screen I'm looking at, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the magnet. But yeah.
Good job.
Proud. And those are magnetized as well. So,
See, that's really rad because I mean, why didn't people think about doing that sooner?
Oh, people did it for quite some time. I've been behind.
I was going to say I've never done it, but then I haven't done any
magnets.
tabletop gaming for a long time, so...
Well, when you think that model there, I think he is £60.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you glue them together and go, actually, I don't want the burst can, I want the ion accelerator.
Yeah, sure.
About £60. I think it was a case of, I could buy some magnets for 50p off Amazon.
Yeah, do that. Do that.
Yeah, I mean, it is fiddly. It does involve being very careful with drill. Because you have to drill into the plastic. Obviously, you mustn't drill too far, otherwise you drill through it.
Yeah.
So it is a bit fiddly. It doesn't quite. They don't all sit. They don't. You can't fully recess them usually.
Sure.
So they do set a bit high. So this gun actually should be. I don't know if you can see it. There's a curved bit there, and there's like a round bit there. That should line up, but it sits down because the magnets are in the way.
Oh, I get the groove. But either way, that still looks good, and that's pretty neat that you can do that.
Yeah, and look at my terrible painting.
Nah.
That's pretty awesome.
I'm afraid to say that the audio viewers aren't going to benefit from that at all. But, in my opinion, look pretty solid.
It looks fine from a distance. That's all I care about. Up close, you can see all the mistakes. From a distance on a table, it looks absolutely fine. That's all I care about.
There you go.
So I will put some photos in the show notes.
Yes, do it.
For the audio listeners. So cool.
See, Ram does think of you.
Yeah, I've had a lot of time. I've had a lot of spare time this week to do stuff like that.
God, I wish I had spare time. I'm having to look after someone else's children. I mean, they are my children, but seeing as they're not registered, they may as well not be.
They're not yours at the moment, so yeah.
No, that's it. The children that I'm borrowing, I'm having to put all of my time into looking after them, so, you know.
You should be a proud parent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My holiday's been ruined by a stupid pandemic.
How dare it? How dare it?
Cursed old people.
Yeah, I need to play Plague Inc. again.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah,
Do it and name it
like,
COVID-19 and look how quickly the world, like, just, nope, it's done. Finished.
someone did that on Reddit. Someone put on Reddit said, "Yeah, I've done Plague Inc. this today with COVID-19. I've moved all the symptoms. We've got 108 days, guys."
There you go. Wow.
It's like, okay, we'll go home, and that's it. The planet's ended, so just enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, I'd love to, but I'm stuck inside.
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't it make you think twice about going onto an aeroplane, though?
Yes.
Like, I don't...
Something that constantly defies the laws of physics. Well, it doesn't defy laws of physics. Something that.
Well, no, I'm thinking
physics
about
and shit
sick
them
people, all the filtered air and all that kind of stuff. It's just...
Well, it's all filtered through a HEPA filter, isn't it? It does do all contamination. It's just the fact that you're in close
I don't want to be near other people.
well, that's like normal Skazz.
Yeah, but I can't exactly leave the aeroplane, can I?
I'm not a fan of flying because I think airplanes and flying for travel is
It's wasteful.
Incredibly wasteful. I worked out, I think, with my old Freelander, the amount of emissions that Freelander put out, the amount of CO2 that it produced in its lifetime was equivalent of like flying one plane.
Yeah, bollocks to that then.
Yeah. So it's like I said, because we were arguing this with my father. I said I'm not worried about driving a gasoline diesel because whilst there are planes that fly in the sky every day, carrying people to Ibiza so they can get drunk and party for a week and then fly back, they can't really have a go at me because that is far more wasteful.
Agreed.
Yes, you can argue it's moving a lot of people quickly, but they don't need to go. You don't need to go to Ibiza. You don't need to.
No, of course you don't.
I mean, when your average Joe goes on holiday 2 or 3 times a year abroad, that's wrong. It should be an occasional thing. It should totally make it so cheap that people can do that. That's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's so unenvironmentally friendly.
It's a wonder of the modern world.
Yeah. I mean, when you define physics like that, I mean, it wouldn't be bad if they went by train or something, because yes, it would take them a day, but at least it's fairly environmentally friendly.
That would be my preferred method to either drive or go by train or something like that. I don't get on with planes at all.
I definitely would drive. I'd rather go by train. Because at least on a train you can sort of take a break and.
See, I'm not bothered by that. I enjoy that. If I was in, like I said, if it was a car, I'd probably be a bit more annoyed. But on my motorcycle, I love it.
You see, I still want to do the 4 compass points to the UK.
We have to do that. We've been talking about doing that for ages. Well, I am looking to get my bike rebuilt at some point this year, so...
Not at the moment, anyway.
Well, no, but still.
Yeah. Might not be... Hey, you've got plenty of spare time.
Well, yeah, but I can't get the fucking parts now, can I?
You're like me, I can't order any Warhammer models.
Exactly. Same problem.
I've got a hammerhead tank staring at me from the desk just down there. It's staring at me, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do once I paint that. Which will probably be tomorrow.
Dismantle everything else, just throw it all on the floor and then rebuild it.
Yeah, it might come to that. I've got ideas.
He's got ideas. I haven't. I'm going mental. Considering I've been doing this every day for 9 years, now that I've been told that I have to do it, it's pissing me off.
I've also made a lot of progress on my computer. Had a lot of progress on it, yeah.
How's it going?
It's actually very well. I did have one moment where I spent ages, because basically the game is a building game. You can build things and put things together and build it. And obviously, to make physics work properly, by default, if you imagine a box, an empty box, Unity will start its center point, its origin point, in the corner of those in the corner of that box, right?
Right.
But if you want to rotate this imaginary box, it rotates around that corner.
Yeah, rather than the center point of the object.
Yeah, so you need to put the center. However, when you've got an object that is possibly oddly shaped, its center point isn't where you think it is, because it's about center of mass. So if you've got something that's heavy at one and light at the other, its balancing point is actually not in the center; it's off to one side.
Yeah.
So, how do you calculate the centre of mass? So I had to do ways. I did spend ages researching how to calculate, but ages working out programming how to make it work. Got
Right.
all the code installed, did all this, worked all out, fantastic. But oh, good, now I can start doing some physics with it. Googled a bit of physics, and I discovered that you've got a built-in function to do it. And
Ah!
I was like, I saw that and then walked out the room. But I am proud that I actually made it work.
No, good job.
And I've made it so I can actually. I made it so now creates the method it was using to make colliders wasn't working what I needed. So I had to build my own method of making colliders, and I got that working. I'm quite proud. I'm actually getting to a stage now where it's sort of I can start actually. I've got the sort of basic structure there.
Yeah.
I can actually stay basic gameplay to it. Then the basic mechanics are there. I can also add gameplay to it. I mean, so
congratulations. You never know, it might be game of the year considering everywhere else is shut.
Yeah, exactly. Isolation continues, I haven't finished.
So, don't say that. We all want to be free by the end of the month.
I can't see it happening. I reckon I'll get to 3 weeks' time. They'll extend it for no. I haven't got this for at least 6 weeks.
Really? Oh, don't say that. In fairness, regardless, it doesn't look like my children are going to go back to school this year.
This year, no.
Or this school year at least. They'll be off until September, which is a fucking nightmare.
They won't go back. It's easier to not send them back now.
Yeah.
So, because have you seen the list of exceptions though to that rule?
Right, I have an exception in my house.
I was going to say because you could, in theory,
send
them.
One of them back.
Well, that'd be cruel.
I can send one of my children back to school, not both. And so that's why both of my children and that's why both of my children are staying off school. It was weird because I was walking past one of the schools that's nearby my house. I live. There's quite a few schools around by where I live. And the nearest one to me, I was walking past, and this was not too long after the lockdown started. I mean, we aren't that long into lockdown. What, day 4? Something like that.
5, yeah.
No, day 5, whatever. It was a couple of days in, and I'm walking down the street past the school, and it was silent. Like, everything else was silent, and I'm walking past the school, and I was almost imagining, like, what would it be like right now if it was, if there were kids at the school? And all of a sudden, I started to hear these kids playing. Like, screams of joy and laughter and running around and that. And I'm like, no, that can't be a thing. That's fucking... You're gone mad, Skazz. We're on lockdown. Children aren't in the school. And as I'm walking by the school, bam, playground full of kids.
Well, basically, school's basically just daycare. I mean, it's there for people who, like medical workers, people who have to go to work. My friend... the farm, he had the choice of sending his kids to school because he's a key essential worker.
Yeah.
He's chosen not to because he thinks it's safe for them not to go.
Yeah.
And he doesn't actually need to because he lives where he works, so he can have children with him.
It's pretty much the same thing that we've done at this point. They said, "Oh, you can send back one of your children." I was like, "What the hell is the point in that? That's just dumb."
That's me.
I have 2 children, and if I can only send one back, it's not like it's going to make my life any easier, because I can't exactly work because there's still a child at home. So
can you imagine the sort of like the arguments? Oh, I've got to go to school. Why hasn't he got to go to school? It'd be cruel to do that.
Yeah, exactly. So in the end, I was just like, look, it's dumb. We'll just keep both of them at home.
So, can I say, I had to laugh a little bit earlier when you were saying about you've lost track about how long you've been in quarantine. You lost track of time. It's like, just imagine someone in the diary. Day 4, I'm beginning to lose track of time. I can't believe it's been 5 days already.
Yeah, there you go. It's more a case of I'm picking at things that I normally wouldn't. I want to do things that I normally wouldn't give a toss about, and it's just it's a tad annoying. And like I said, the random outcry I get from people, it's like, you haven't cared for 9 years, yet now because you are stuck in the same situation I normally am, you guys want to talk. That's bollocks.
I have to say, I've been doing odd jobs around the house. I feel like I'm becoming an odd jobs man because Well, today I changed the tap.
Ooh, ah.
Bathroom tap was, well, to be fair, it's father's fault. Bathroom tap started dripping. When I say dripping, it's probably dripping like a half litre every week. It
Okay.
was a tiny little drip. But he's got stir crazy and he's got obsession about the tap. He wanted me to go out on, because we've been having this argument about essential travel. So two things have gone on in the house. The tap started dripping and
Right.
our back door, the handle's dropped because the spring inside's gone.
Sure.
Not on the mechanism, the actual lock mechanism, but the handle mechanism's got a little
Yeah, I
spring
get
that
you.
holds the handle level. It's dropped. So he said about doing this. I said, look, it's not an essential job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going out. I've already been out to do the grocery shopping. I'm not going out to buy a handle, which the door still locks, the key still works, it all still works fine. It's just the spring's gone, so it looks a bit droopy.
Yeah.
It works otherwise. So the tap is fine. It works. Nothing's wrong. We don't need it. It's not essential. It's nice to fix it, but it's not essential.
Yeah, for sure.
So, day after Boss things, he looks at us and says, I would have fixed that, but I couldn't do it yesterday because it wasn't essential. He's got so crotchety. It's been so irritating. And so he ordered some taps off Amazon.
There you go.
It's not Amazon got bigger things to worry about at the moment, so he ordered some taps off Amazon.
Well, from what I hear, I got told today, most stuff on Amazon is now stopped until April, unless it's like food or actually stocked by Amazon. If it's like third party goods or whatever, it's not likely to come out until end of April.
Yeah, I tried to order a lapel mic.
All right.
I need a new lapel mic because my sister's she's not. She's got to be in the bottom about doing loads of videos for her channel.
Sure.
I just want to switch to. And I said, well, because I recorded one. It was really good. The lighting was perfect. It was beautiful. Unfortunately, the audio came out terrible. We tried overdubbing it, and we tried overdubbing it. Thinking it'd be okay. We could. It sounded overdubbed. It didn't sound right, and it just looked awful. I said, what would you do? I said, my gut says I'd film it again.
ADR is an incredibly awkward thing to get right.
Yeah, I said I'd sooner film it again. From me point of view, we'll pick another day because we had a perfect day. It was overcast, but not too windy.
Yeah.
So it's overcast, but sunshine. So it's like a nice diffuse lighting. It's a beautiful day. So I've now ordered a lapel mic. I was going to order a Rode one.
Yeah.
But they were estimated dispatch April the 25th.
Yeah, which is like most stuff.
Yeah, but I managed to find an Amazon one for 15 quid that was being dispatched, and that's actually plugged in at the moment.
Okay.
So I've got that to try. It's not too bad. I've done a couple of tests of it. It's definitely a 50 microphone, but it'll do for what I need to do.
Yeah, for sure.
I've got my Zoom H1. I'll wake up to that and record the audio off that, or so forth. So yeah, but I'm quite. So I've got plans.
He's got stuff to do. I've got stuff to do. I just can't be asked right now.
I'm just. It's funny actually because I can't go. I'm just getting shit done.
Yeah, I wish I could say the same. I should be getting stuff done, but I'm just looking at the list of stuff and I'm like, I really can't be fucking bothered. Like the other day, I gave myself 3 days off. And I never take days off. I gave myself 3 days off and I regretted it. Because I was like, nope, I've got so much to do. And I don't have a huge amount of time anyway, even when the kids aren't at home. Now they're home, I'm like, when the fuck am I supposed to fit this stuff in? So, it's just getting to be a bit annoying. So don't say that it's going to be 6 weeks. Don't say it's going to be 6 weeks. I will take my chances dying or getting shot by the police after 3 weeks.
I'm pretty sure it'll be 6 weeks. I'm sorry.
And then after 6 weeks, that'll be 9.
I don't think it'll make it. The thing is,
after 9, that'll be 12.
The reason I think it's going to be 6 weeks is at the moment, COVID cases are still going up and deaths are still going up. There's an upward trend still.
Yeah, we haven't beaten the curve yet.
No. Until that trend goes down, we'll keep in lockdown.
As an encouragement for people to stay in, I've got to throw this in there. Right? I got so someone sent me a link back when all this was kicking off in Italy. that Pornhub were giving away free premium subscriptions to people in Italy.
Yeah.
They are now giving out worldwide
Yes, I saw
premium
that.
subscriptions if you are willing to tick a box to say you're willing to stay inside or continually wash your hands. Good job, Pornhub.
If you're watching Pornhub, I'd hope you would be washing your hands quite a lot.
You'd be surprised, I'm sure.
Uh,
There's probably someone there with the biggest right arm in the world and as crusty as fuck.
Makers of Plague Inc. have made a version of the game where you fight the COVID pandemic and defeat it.
That's
And
right.
they donated $250,000 to some anti-COVID charity.
Hopefully, this ends sooner rather than later. As you say, it probably won't. Not given the fact that I know people who are ignoring the guidelines. You're right. We're probably gonna have to stay in longer. Just
Because the selfish twats are like, I'm not doing that.
yeah, or
And
I'm bored, so I'm going somewhere else. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, we're all bored. Get over it.
Yeah.
But
So I'll give it, at least 6 weeks. So what that'll take us to beginning of May. Oh, interesting fact. I've actually been making notes of all the cases.
right,
UK have come up, and I've worked out a growth rate.
right.
And from that, I then extrapolate how long it will take for COVID to infect the entire country.
Go on.
Good news is, by my birthday, 18th of May, we'll all be dead.
Good.
So we're sort of hit at that
There we
point.
go. Nailed it.
Yeah.
I'll never hit 35, so I'll never be a failure.
There you go. Exactly. There you go. But yeah, I can't see us getting out of this until May. Yeah.
Fine. Well, at least now we know this setup kind of works, so Rand Nerds isn't going anywhere.
No, you can't go enough that easily. So, remember this way, the earliest Rand episode when we'll be out of quarantine will be episode 140.
There you go. Look
So,
forward to it.
Yeah, so you enjoy us. I think this has worked quite well, actually.
We'll see. We'll see in the edit, but for what it is, considering I'm using a, 70 quid laptop-ish, it's doing a pretty good job. I mean, let's be fair, the web camera that I'm using costs more to buy now on Amazon than the laptop.
Where would you get it delivered?
You know?
Oh, wouldn't it be terrible if something happened to one of our webcams?
Well, thankfully, I've got 3 of the fuckers, so
I've only got the one.
there you go.
I've used my laptop's webcam.
Dun, dun, dun.
Green giant. So, on that note, shall we end?
Yeah, why not?
Alright, so let's end this stream. Thank you very much for watching on the TheSuffolkRam.
Skazz.
And until episode 137 in 4 nights' time, remember the hour goes on tomorrow. And everybody, remain indoors.
Stay the fuck inside. I want to leave my house at some point before I fucking get old. Stay inside. Do as you're told. If you need to, wipe your ass on a t-shirt, for fuck's sake. Just stay inside. I've said my piece.
Unless you're a key worker like me, remain indoors. Please.
Even if you are a key worker, just stay inside and let everyone die. For Christ's sakes, put me out of my misery, please.
Yeah.
Bringing down the tone.
Until then, I'll see you next time.
Yay!
Hey.
Take it easy, guys. Seriously, though. Stay inside. Look after yourselves. And
wash your hands.
with the exception of me, keep in contact with people, you know.
Use the tissue for both sneezes and other things.
Other things, definitely. Wash your hands.
So you've got the Pornhub premium account.
Let us know how that's going for you.
No, don't let us know how it's going for you. No. Let Skazz know. Send the information to him.
Send it all to wankathon@randnerds.com. See you later, guys.
I've got a 24-hour next stream, won't it? The 24-hour wankathon.
Oh, God, no.